want some more of your mini cushions?
Thank you, mini cushions. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's update on the low spend.
We're so poor, it's unbelievable.
That we don't like this challenge on the low spend June. This is the second update, which means it's the end of the second week, I think, doesn't it?
Yes, we're literally, yeah 14th of June
14th
today.
of June, yeah. How's it going?
Next time you come up with an idea to do this, I am going to remember that I am a good friend. I'm going to forget that I'm a good friend.
You were so on board with this.
I was.
You're not
so...
just doing this because you're a good friend. You were like, yes, I need to do that. I'll do that.
I do need to do it. Doesn't mean need and want, two completely separate things. Need and want, not the same. Not the same.
So, I have found this week particularly sticky and unpleasant. Why don't you give us your week first? Do you know where you were at the end of last week, money wise? How much you had left at that point?
Yeah, at that point I had £82. Oh, 88.72. Yeah, that was, when did we do the video? The 5th, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went, this is the day
7th.
Yeah, we did the video on the 7th and we went out there straight afterwards. Look.
So it was 88.72 because we had McDonald's, even though I said no at the end of the video. we ended up we had the 3 for £3
They were
deal.
doing 3 for £3 and it's rude not to. The companies need to be encouraged in this kind of thing. Pause, move clock. Because otherwise they might not put that kind of promotion on again in future, so you need to encourage them.
You do. So we did.
For the good of the nation.
Yeah, we had 3 for £3 at McDonald's.
So yeah, but at the end of the last week's update you were on 80 something, did you say?
£82.72.
And I was on £73. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we popped to McDonald's and we only spent
£3.
£3.
I spent £3 on Friday and then I didn't spend anything all weekend. So that wasn't too bad.
And how did you achieve that? Were you working?
I was working. I was at work most of the weekend. So, plus there wasn't anything I really needed. Obviously trying to eat at home, not really paying food and stuff. And then so, because I hadn't spent anything all weekend, we went for lunch on Monday, didn't we?
I don't know, all the days run together.
We went for lunch on Monday.
Where did we go?
We went to the Air Balloon.
Okay.
We had special offer, didn't we? Special offer lunch.
We did do that, I remember that, yes.
Yeah. So we did that. That was £11.
So that was Monday the 10th. Yeah.
And I spent £4.10 in Tesco's last night, and then
can we not gloss over what we spent it on? Did you see the gloss in? A little bit quick whitewashing there. I spent £4.10 in Tesco's and then.
Okay, I had a bit of a munchie attack yesterday. And because I haven't been buying or done like a bulk shop this month, because obviously we've been doing this, I didn't have anything decent to munch on, so I just went to Tesco's and bought some munchies.
Were you budget conscious while you were buying munchies?
Yes, because what I actually wanted, I fancied like a little, Bridgerton came out yesterday, the second part of Bridgerton, so I was watching that, and I wanted to have a picnic tea. So I was going to get like a little mini quiche and some coleslaw and some little bits and pieces and have like a little beige buffet going on in my room while I was watching Bridgerton. And then I realised that a beige, just to get the little bits, I was looking like about 10-12 quid.
Because you can't buy one of everything.
No.
What they need, right, do you remember the old style deli counters? Even then I suppose things were bigger. But you could have gone to the deli counter and said, I'll have a slice of quiche and I'll have a mini sausage roll and I'll have a piece of pork. Well, you can't do any of that anymore. You've got to go and buy 6 of everything.
And I was going to like Scotch eggs, but they were £2.90 for 2. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So I bought some sausage rolls and some cookies.
You should have hung around the beige buffet aisle and saw somebody else come along and see if they want to split things with you.
Yeah, maybe somebody else was having another Bridgerton party, I don't know. So that's all I bought. I bought a packet of sausage rolls and some cookies, and that was it. That was £4.10. But my budget was a £5. When I went in there, it was like, I'm not spending more than a £5. I had very strict, like, that's it, that's all I'm spending. Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, on the way home, I remembered that I had to go and pick my prescription up. And then I also remembered that I pay for my prescriptions. I've never really forgotten that.
In the UK, because of course if you're in the US, medication's a completely whole other ballgame. Yeah. So the current NHS prescription charge in the UK, which means you get subsidised medication. You don't pay full price of medication, but you do pay a prescription fee, and it is how much per item at the moment?
£9.90.
£9 per item. So if the doctor says I'm going to give you some cream and some tablets and a spray, you're like, no, 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 I'll just have the cream. Yeah.
I just have whichever one's going to work.
I don't know what it is that you want cream tablets and a spray for, by the way, but I haven't got it. Whatever it is, I haven't got that.
So I hadn't forgotten I needed to pay for my prescription. It wasn't until I got in the chemist and I was like, oh, yeah, that's yeah. And I got my little envelope out and I was like, oh, that's a massive. I think, to be honest with you, if I'd have gone to the chemist first, I probably wouldn't have gone to Tesco's and bought Munchies.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's important to get your medication, but how disappointing to come home and go, I haven't got anything nice, but I've got these lovely tablets
that keep me alive. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but yeah, so that actually really knocked me down. So I'm on like £54.72 now.
£54.72.
But I'm still looking at technically halfway through the challenge.
You're not yet halfway through your money.
Yeah, so that is. I am in level of it. I'm not doing bad, but I think it's just because I spent more this week than what.
Pause, move clock. Hi, Moi. Hi. So, yeah, so you're halfway through the challenge and you're still you are winning at this, I've got to say.
I'm doing better than what I thought. It's the.
It wasn't meant to be a competition, but somehow it always turns out that way.
Always. But 3 of the
Molly may not take.
I think, but I'm even though we went out for lunch and we had McDonald's and stuff like that, I'm still.
There we go.
Hey, baby.
I want to be in the video.
You want to be in the video?
Can you put your bum on the cushion? There we go.
Good girl.
Beautiful. You're in the video. Well done.
So yeah, we yeah, I think, but the only thing I think was necessity. Hi. was my prescription. Everything else I've just kind of spent on food and eating out and stuff. But yeah, I'm still within budget, so happy days.
Yeah. So yeah.
What about you?
I'm very bad at this.
You are. I knew you were going to struggle.
Let me address, just before I begin, the fact that people really clutched their pearls over some of my spending confessions last week. People got very aerated when I mentioned that I buy scratch cards. And they got very aerated when I mentioned how much I spend at bingo. And it was quite funny because one comment was, stop eating out and buy scratch cards, you'll have more money. And I was like, well, that is kind of the entire purpose of the series. So yeah, that's kind of why we're here. But yes, I do agree that I overspend on scratch cards and bingo. But I also completely defend my right to do so because it is my money. It is my money. I'm not stealing and robbing and begging to do that. You know what I mean? It is my money. I work 3 jobs, and as somebody else said in the comments, you wouldn't need to work 3 jobs if you didn't waste your money. But I also don't do quite a lot of the things that other people do that you consider waste money. So I don't drink. A lot of people get through a lot of money on a bottle of wine every night, for example, don't they? How much does a bottle of wine cost? Something
decent wine?
I don't know. Call it half decent. Call it the kind of, I'm going to have a bottle of wine tonight.
Sort of the everyday sort of stuff. When I drink Barefoot White Zinfandel, it's about £7 a bottle. If you, that's a decent price on it. Usually, that's a bargain.
If you've got it on a deal or whatever. Yeah, so people are probably spending between £7 and £10 on an everyday wine, and some people might be spending a lot more because they might have more specific tastes. Some people might be out there drinking White Lightning. I don't. What I'm saying is that alcohol can be inexpensive. White Lightning. There used to be a cider called White Lightning.
I just don't make it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, they go. Just to show what I know about. I don't know about alcohol. It's not my thing. What I'm saying is there are a lot of things that people do that cost money that I don't do, and there are a lot of things people have that cost money that I don't do. For example, a mortgage and the accompanying buildings insurance that goes with that. I don't have those outgoings, but I also don't have those. What are they called? Those securities. I don't have those assets, you know?
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is we all choose to spend our money in the way we choose to, and whilst I personally feel that I spend too much on scratch cards, anyone else with that opinion can do their own thing, I think, really.
Yeah.
Because it is my money.
Yeah.
Move clock. Where can I put the clock this time?
Put it there.
With that said, I haven't bought a single scratch card this week because once I was on a budget, I did not want to spend that money on those things, you know? So that's another thing, you know, is that if I were on a tighter budget, I would be more sensible with my money. It is only that I work 3 jobs and therefore have a bit of disposable income that makes me decide to dispose it that way. And whilst it's not the wisest thing, and whilst somebody said I should look into therapy for why I do, believe me, I know why I do the things I do. Therapy not needed. Years of looking at why I do the things. I know why I have my habits. So I would say, with that said, I haven't bought a scratch card this week, but I have been to bingo.
You did go to bingo. So
my first expense, then we'll come back to bingo, because my first expense after the McDonald's, which was, we spent £3, was I went to B&Q on Sunday for a latch for my door. Now, strictly speaking, this was a choice, not a necessity. The reason I made this choice is because for my bedroom door, just a little hook and eye latch, because I have 2 clothes, we've got those over door hangers things on my door with coats and bags and things on, and there's no room in my room for those things, but I can't shut my bedroom door with those over the door hangers on there, and I need to shut my door to stop Darcy going in there because she's reached the age where she's stealing stuff and chewing it up. Long-winded way of saying I decided if I put a catch on my door I'd be able to pull it close to so Darcy couldn't get in, but not actually close it all the way up, and it cost me £4.14. And if you could have seen me and Tamsin trekking up and down the aisles in B&Q trying to find a cheaper option than me spending £4.14.
£4.14, I know, it's like...
Clock gone all together at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, £4.14 was just, I was like, there's one here for £3.86, and I was like, well, that looks really spindly. Is it worth saving 28p and then...
28p. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
But yeah, so that was my first purchase after McDonald's, and then I've got £4.92 at Tesco, and I don't know what that was. I mean, I wrote it down, so I was obviously being honest, but I don't know what I bought. That was also on the Sunday. I don't remember going to a Tesco on the Sunday, so this is a bit alarming. Am I going shopping in my sleep?
Possibly. At least you've been honest about your sleep.
Yeah.
Shopping.
I have absolutely no idea what that was, but I've written it down.
I was at work.
It might come back to me. It might come back to me. And then I got lunch on Monday that we went out and we had the 2 for 2 for deal. And then I went bingo. Now, I told myself that I would only spend £20 at bingo. I said I'll go with a £20 budget. And if you remember, in the previous week's update, I told you guys I normally spend £100, and people were absolutely distraught about this. But that's my thing. That's the thing I do. I don't do other things. Well, I told myself I'd only spend 20. So I bought the smaller package, and then of course they said, do you want the national? And I was like, oh yeah, I do want the national. So that was an extra £2. And then I wasn't going to have any food, but everybody else was having food, and then I felt left out, so I went and got food, but it's special night on Tuesday, and it's only £2.50. So in the end I spent £24.50. So I did bust my budget, but I won £6.25. And I came home quite pleased, and we always share our winnings, that's how I ended up with £6.25. Tammy didn't go, she was at work, and I came home quite pleased that I got £6.25 to put back in my budget, and she said I couldn't. She said I wasn't allowed to put it back in, and I said I was allowed to put it back in, and we appealed to the higher authority, which is Nat, because she's not in the challenge, and she said I could put it back in because she has to live with me if she upsets me.
So I don't think she should be refereeing.
And so
this is my whole
point. The bottom line is I put that back in. What Nat did say is that if I had won any more than my original outlay, I couldn't put that in. I couldn't increase my budget with my winnings, but I could replace what I had spent up to the point of what I'd spent, okay? And I was okay with that, and I put my $6.25 back in. I don't know whether Tammy was okay with it or not. But then Tammy
this is just revenge, because of what you did. You went against me, so I just, stuff.
It's raining. Did you put your washing on the night?
No, it's on the washing machine.
Okay. Tammy went to work at another shop and got a food allowance. And what did you do with your food allowance?
I spent it on food, Carla. That's what it's there for. You make it sound like I spent it on drugs with the way you're tapping your fingers. I spent it
She came home very proud of her manipulative tendencies.
Well, I was going to buy a sandwich, and I was going to buy some crisps and a drink. So I could have got a Tesco's meal deal. But then when your company gives you a £10 budget, you're not just going to get a £3.50 meal deal from Tesco's, are you? You're going to spend...
You're going to spend the £10.
You're going to spend the £10 because that's what it's for. So instead of buying just a sandwich, I bought things to make a sandwich. So basically what I did was I bought a packet of wraps, and I ate one of them, and then I've got now wraps for work. So that's great. So I've got...
She came home, she was like, I've used my food budget to do my shopping for the week, so I don't need to spend my money. And I was like... I'm sure that's cheating. I'm sure it is.
It's not cheating. I was given it because I had to go, I worked overtime, so I went from one shop to the other, and they didn't want me to go home to get food.
It's fine.
So I basically, they didn't want me to go home for food. They gave me a £10 dinner allowance, so I spent it on food.
I think it's cheating, personally.
And technically I only spent £8.60.
I still think it's cheating. I still think you're dodgy. So...
But I wouldn't have felt that strongly about doing that if you hadn't have cheated at bingo. So, you know...
I didn't cheat. I've got £31.69.
2 wrongs, mate, will never make a right. Just so you know.
I'm always right, and if you could get that, we'd get on a lot easier. I've got £31.69 left.
Oh, you're doing really bad.
I know. I know.
I've actually feel too bad about your £6.25 now. You can have that.
That's including my £6.
Yeah, exactly. You are doing really bad at this. So technically, it doesn't really matter if I lose the battle over the bingo, because I am going to win this at the end.
I feel very victimised. So today's the 14th. There are 16 days left of June. I've got less than £2 a day. There's a fly in here.
It's fine, mate. You can eat my wraps and ham I got from work.
Thanks. Thanks. You can play with the bolt on my door. Let's see if I can hang this clock up a minute. I just want it to hang on. Oh, not from that I can't. Oh, maybe we can't do this. I don't want to break the clock. Sit with the clock on your head a minute. On your lap or something. So yeah, I've got £2 a day, and you've got, how much you say you've got £54?
I've got about £3 a day left, yeah.
3/16s are
48.
48, yeah, and you've got £3 and a bit. Still doesn't sound like much, does it? I mean, it sounds better than my £2, but it still doesn't sound like a lot per day. But then when you think we've managed to go, I mean, I've got a gap from today's the 14th, and I haven't spent anything since Tuesday.
Yeah, since you went to bingo.
Since I went to bingo, because I'm so horrified by the tiny amount left on the envelope.
Yeah, I've only spent 4 lots of money, which is McDonald's lunch, my munchies in Tesco's, and my prescription. That's all. I haven't spent anything unless we've been for socialising or something I've actually really wanted or needed at the time. There is, I mean, there's been loads of stuff.
There's so much stuff in my TikTok shop basket. Everything I've seen for the last 2 weeks, I've put it in my basket, but not checked anything out.
Interesting to see if you still want all of that stuff at the end of the month.
I did think it would be. Oh, sorry, now I'm on TikTok. I'm just sick of just flipping through TikTok now. Where's my basket? There's 9 things in my TikTok shop cart. There's a charging cable, which isn't even for me, it's for Nat. There's a new Miyoki cup, which I absolutely do not need. Absolutely don't need it. There's a really quite nice dress. I never wear dresses. There's the special ice cube tray for my Miyoki cup, which I don't need but I want. There's another one of those fold-up shopping bags, which I've been very impressed with the yellow one. It's very strong, it's very big. Is that the one with the
bees on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a really actually good, so I thought they're only £1.79 or something, so I thought I'd have another one of those because they're such good quality. But I haven't bought it yet. And then there's a denim jacket, which I quite like, although I don't need a denim jacket. And then there's a party bag of Hershey's, Kit Kat and Reese's, which I definitely don't need and should not buy, but they look nice, so I put them in the basket. And then there's that Wonder Skin long wear eyeliner, which apparently is like tattooing your, and I haven't bought any of it, but it's all in the basket. And my Amazon wish list has grown exponentially over the last week. Yeah,
I really stopped myself from buying one of those cooling blankets.
It makes you realise how many things I just buy, especially online. I know you guys were very very fixated on what I waste on gambling, but what you haven't been able to see is how much stuff I buy without thinking about it online, because it's just a double click on the Apple Pay.
Yeah.
It's just a flick of the card. It's just a press to order on Amazon because your card's registered. I think that's one of the things, that your cards are registered and you can spend it so quickly.
Yeah.
You can spend that money in the blink of an eye, and the number of things as well. There's 9 things in my TikTok basket, but I've taken several things back out as well. Well, I've gone, actually, I don't want that. I don't want that. My Temu basket's full of stuff as well, which I also probably don't actually want.
Yeah, that's
leaving it in the basket for a week and then going back and look at it actually does help, because you've got 13 things in my Temu basket.
Maybe that's what we should do. Put it in basket. If you still want it 3 days later, we'll go back and buy it. But yeah, this has been. It hasn't bothered me, as I've kept away from Vinted and Temu. And Shein. I haven't even looked at them this month, to be honest. But it's just easier. But yeah, the only thing I would have bought, is a cooling blanket, and now I'm still debating whether or not I actually need one.
But what I am missing is the dopamine hit of parcels arriving.
Yeah.
You get...
Postage really boring, isn't it?
you get a little dopamine hit when the parcel arrives, and the postman, the dog's going mental. It's a parcel. Who's it for? It's me. And yeah, you get that little hit every time. Yeah. And that's what I've really missed. I've noticed that.
Post is really boring, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, post is just bills now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I don't think I'm addicted to the stuff. I think I'm addicted to the arrival of the stuff.
Yeah.
The fun of the stuff. That's that thing I ordered. And this was definitely illustrated by the fact that I cleared out the kitchen cupboard yesterday and found several things that I had bought online that I have never used.
Yeah.
Ooh, little pasty maker, never used it. Oh, squeezy thing for your pancake stuff, never used it. Oh, snack trays, never used them.
Yeah, when I had a day off the other day, I was sorting through. Now, bearing in mind, it's like, what are we in June? And I'm moving here, February? 4 months. So I actually went through and got rid of a lot of stuff that I moved in here that I desperately needed to bring with me, and haven't even looked at them in 4 months. I haven't even gone through them. So it is, yeah.
I think one of the things as well from my point of view is that working with brands, when brands say would like to send you so and so, you say yes please, because it gives me content for the channel, it's something fun to show you guys, it's something interesting, and I suppose I get that dopamine hit without having to spend any money because a parcel comes through the door. And a lot of the things that I get from brands I end up passing on to friends or whatever because I don't need all that stuff. But a lot of it you end up keeping because you haven't found the right person to pass it on to yet. That doesn't stop me buying different stuff. I don't go, I've got all this stuff, I don't need any more stuff. I just buy more stuff.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
There's 2 weeks left of June. I've got less than £2 a day, so there definitely needs to be quite a lot of no-spend days in there. And I don't think I can afford to go to bingo again this month.
No, I'm not going this month. Yeah.
I think that's cheating. I think it's cheating for her not to go at all, because she normally would go. I think you should go and spend £24.50 on bingo.
You just want to win. What would you do though if I went and spent £24?
I don't want to win, I just don't want you to win.
What would you do if I went and spent £24.50 on bingo and then won my entire £24.50 back? You'd have a face on
I'd tell you, you could have your £24.50, but you couldn't have the profits. That's what I'd tell you. I would have a face on.
You would tell me, yeah, but you wouldn't be happy about it. You would have serious.
No, but I would give in. I would acquiesce. It's a good word, that, acquiesce. I would. Well, I hope you're enjoying this little mini-series. I think we're enjoying the experiment up to a point. Although, I won't be sad when it's July.
No. It's July.
It's 1st of July. Oh my god. No, we can't. I can't go 1st of July and suddenly order everything I've been... No.
No. There's no point in doing the June challenge then, is there?
Tamsin, this is what I forgot to mention. Tamsin and I always go out for lunch either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And this week she said, last week we went for lunch and she bought, but then I said to her, last week I said I can't afford to go for lunch. And she said, it's okay, I owe you a lunch for before holiday. Pardon me, edit. So I said, okay, thank you very much. And she bought me lunch. And this week she said, are we going for lunch? And I said, Tamsin, I definitely cannot afford to go for lunch. And she said, I'll buy you. And I was like, I think that's cheating. You bought last time. She said, yeah, but I owed you one last time. So I'll buy you this time. And then you can owe me one next time. And I was like, but I can't afford to go next week either. She said, you can owe me one in July. And I don't know if I've cheated or not. If I've borrowed on the strength of buying her a lunch in July, have I cheated?
I think so, yeah. But
you would say that.
You just ask that.
I'm asking. No, I'm not asking that. Well, I'm asking the audience. Have I cheated by having a free lunch on the strength of... Because also, Tamsin wants to go for lunch, that's the thing. I'm faced with disappointing my friend. And I didn't want to disappoint my friend.
You are so full of it. You wanted to go for lunch.
Of course I wanted to go for lunch, but I wouldn't have gone for lunch if Tamsin hadn't asked. I wouldn't have just gone, I'll go for lunch now. You know? I don't know if I've cheated. I'll owe Tamsin a lunch. But then quite often she and I would have taken turns to pay anyway.
Yeah.
So have I cheated, or have I just been lucky?
I think I will go with lucky. I'm not stressed.
You guys decide.
Too much about the lunch times.
Yeah, she was quite stressed about the £6.25 bingo money though.
No, it wasn't. It was because Nat took your side when she blatantly didn't want to, because she's terrified. This is why I never get a fair say when you call Nat as a referee. It's like, this is so unfair. I'm already at a disadvantage when you shout her name.
Well, why don't you try Anthony? Perhaps he'll be on your side.
Please.
Thank you for joining us for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll be back next week with the week 3 update.
Week 3,
won't it? Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see how we've gone. And then the one after that is going to be like the 20. If today's the 14th, we'll be doing 21st and 28th.
The Sunday, won't it, when June finishes? Because that's going to be the 4th week. Is going to be, if we do it on the Friday, is going to be the killer, because we will have been paid. So we get paid.
So you're just have to sit there and look at all your lovely money.
We got paid on the 31st of May, because we get paid every 4 weeks. We're going to get paid, and that's going to be the worst thing. Is that there's going to be money sitting in my account, and I just got to sit there and touch it for 2 more days.
Lovely. I'm looking forward to that bit of torture. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
See you next week.
Bye.